In this video, I'm going to show you how to use crushed glass and epoxy to make beautiful decor for your home. This is a mixed media canvas that I created earlier. We're going to shape a heart out of this crushed glass. This is not sharp, it's vase filler. We're going to use jewelry, some beads, and some stones from the dollar store. If you want a tutorial on how I created this mixed media canvas, just let me know in the comments below and I'll create the video. I'll either use some jewelry that I got at the thrift store, or I'll keep my eye out for discounted jewelry. We're going to seal this whole thing with the epoxy. This will act as a glue and a finish. Now it's really important to follow the instructions very, very carefully. You want to do half and half and mix really well. You also want to mix gently. It looks like I'm doing it fast here. I've just sped this up. You want to do it gently so you don't create a lot of air bubbles. But I am going to show you how you can reduce the air bubbles if that happens. I'm using reusable containers, but you can use a disposable cup. I pour on to the glassware first and let that really seep in. What you will notice is it will, as it fills, it will start to come out to the side. Then I just take my stick and then just smooth it out. You will want this raised. I have a can underneath it, and then I protect my table with some wax paper or parchment paper. I decided at the last minute to add some of the diamond dust just to give it a little bit of shimmer, but again, you could do so many variations of this. It is really fun. Don't be afraid of the epoxy. You want to let this sit undisturbed overnight, and then within 24 hours this will be cured. Once it's dried, I realized I wanted to add a little bit of shadow. This really just helps define the heart. This will not be permanent because of the epoxy unless I sprayed this with a sealer. I really love how this turned out. Let me know what you think. And this is how I styled it. The next project is this pedestal, and I picked this one for this project because it has the rim on it. I painted it in the white swan, the DIY paint, and we distressed it, and I just used a baby white because you can do that with the DIY paint. We're going to decoupage this, and of course you know I'm going to use my liquid patina. So you apply this on, and then I like to use saran wrap to help reduce any of the wrinkles and really press this down without ripping it. To remove the excess napkin, you can let it dry and sand it, or you can wet the seam and then gently pull it apart. I'm going to do something different with this. I'm going to use some decorative sand. Going to apply that, not completely everywhere, just a little bit here and there. I just want to add a little dimension to this project. I mixed up more of the epoxy and applied it the exact same way as our first project. Now, if you didn't want to use the epoxy on this, I would omit adding the sand and then seal this with the liquid patina. It just will not be as strong and as water resistant. For the epoxy and the products that I used today, you can find it in a link below this video. This is one that I did last year. I did the same thing. I used a canvas, painted it white, and then I just did some coloring, just mixing some of these colors together, and that was going to be my base. I then used the kindest regards stamp just to add another little bit of dimension to this canvas. If you are enjoying this video and finding value in it, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up, and I invite you to watch to the end because we play a little game with an emoji. I'm adding some pearls and stones that I got from the dollar store, and this is what's going to add a little bit of dimension and the color of the green and it's going to bounce off all of this clear cut glass. I'm adding a brooch that I got from the thrift store, but how awesome would this be if you had your grandmother's or somebody special to you their vintage jewelry and encapsulate it in time forever. The emoji today is a heart. Put any colored heart in the comments below. That lets me know that it was you that watched this video all the way to the end. If you'd like to see more crafty DIYs, there is a video on the screen right now that you will enjoy.